What's up guys, welcome to another Mark Hachem Arab Fact video. It's time to cover Algeria now. Before I do though, I gotta give a shout out to our sponsor, Skillshare. I know you all love to learn and grow, and Skillshare is a fantastic platform for that. It's an online learning community with thousands of classes ranging from photography, fashion, music, web design, editing, marketing, and much more. Maybe you have a passion or dream. You have a great voice, you want to take it further with proper mixing and editing. I learned most of my video and editing skills online, by the way, and I'm still learning, like Photoshop, audio editing. So they offer classes on how to mix and edit songs, how to develop writing skills, or classes on Photoshop with professional and dedicated teachers. It's also made specifically for learning, meaning that there's no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and growing in the direction you want. It's also less than $10 a month with an annual subscription, which is a really good deal considering the amount of classes they have. And for you guys, the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. Check it out below. Alright, now let's go to Algeria, or Jazair. Officially, the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, الجمهورية الجزائرية الديمقراطية الشعبية. Or in French, La République Algérienne Démocratique et Populaire. It's a country in the Maghreb region of North Africa, the 10th largest country in the world, with a population of over 44 million people. The name comes from Jazair, literally the islands, which is the plural of Jazira, which is said to be the short form of Jazair Beni Mazghana, the island of the Mazghana tribe. Now, the official languages are Arabic and Amazigh, with the Algerian dialect spoken by the majority of people, which mixes French, Amazigh, and Arabic all in there. French is also widely spoken there, with over 16 million speakers, making them the biggest French-speaking part of the world after France, mainly because of the French colonial history, which I'll get into after. Islam is the dominant religion, with the vast majority being Sunni. Ethnically, people are mostly Arab and Amazigh, because of a history of mixing between the groups. Now for the climate, Algeria's coastal zone and northern mountains have a typical Mediterranean climate with warm, dry summers and mild, rainy winters. And the southern part includes a significant portion of the Sahara Desert. The capital and largest city is Algiers, located on the Mediterranean Sea and in the northern central portion of the country. Algiers was founded by the Phoenicians as one of their numerous North African colonies. Now in the city you'll find notable spots like Notre Dame d'Afrique, Our Lady of Africa, a Catholic basilica built in 1872, the Maqam Shahid, Martyrs Memorial commemorating the Algerian War for Independence, the National Library of Algeria, the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Kechewa Mosque, Jamia Kechewa. Alright, let's go to some history. As with many countries I talked about, Algeria's history goes back hundreds of thousands of years during prehistoric times, all the way to about 6,000 years BC, which we see in cave paintings in Tassili Najer, the heritage site and national park in the Sahara Desert, located on a vast plateau in southeastern Algeria, known for its important collection of cave art, some of which goes back more than 10,000 years ago. Now the natives of the North African region became the Amazigh. By around 1000 BC, Phoenician traders settled on the Mediterranean coast, and the region came under power of the Carthaginian Empire, which then was defeated by the Romans, leaving the Amazigh or Amazigh ancient kingdom of Numidia, originally divided before Massinissa, king of the Massili, defeated King Sifax of the Massaicili, and unified Numidia into one kingdom. After centuries of rule under the Roman Empire, Muslim Arabs conquered the region in the 8th century, followed by Spanish reconquest, and then the Ottomans, who wrestled with Spain for a while, until France appears and takes over the region in the 19th century, turning Algeria into its colony, leading to an eventual rise of Algerian nationalism and desire for freedom and independence, leading to the Algerian War of Independence, which ended in 1962, where Algeria officially became an independent nation. Now, conflict continued past the independence stage, however, leading the country into a civil war that lasted until the early 2000s. This was followed by a certain level of stability, reform, and rebuilding, followed by protests about a decade ago, inspired by the Arab Spring, and the latest protests in 2019 against the government. So it's clear that Algeria has had it rough for a while. But that's one reality. The other is the amazing and rich culture and land and people. If you want to know more about the Middle East, guys, and get deeper insight, you gotta join me on Patreon. There's bonus content that covers more topics and extended podcasts. And you get to talk to me and the community to learn much more. Alright, let's move on to some important cities besides the capital. First, we have Oran, or Wahran, considered the second most important city of Algeria after the capital. It was founded at the beginning of the 10th century by Andalusian merchants as a base for trade. Today, you'll find notable spots like the Ahmed Zabana National Museum or Mathaf al-Watani Ahmed Zabana. The fort Santa Cruz, one of the 3 forts in Oran, the other 2 forts being the Fort de la Moune and the Fort Saint-Philippe. The city of Constantine, also called Qasentina, Blad al-Hawa, often referred to as the city of bridges because of the many picturesque bridges connecting the various hills and valleys that the city is built on. Constantine was named one of the off-the-radar cities to explore in 2018 by USA Today. Jelfa, notable for its abundance of Neolithic rock carvings dating back from 7000 to 5000 BC. North of Jelfa, there is an imposing feature known as salt rock, Rocher de Sel, that resulted from erosion, and to the west of the town, megalithic funerary structures. Sétif, one of Algeria's highest communities at about 1,096 meters. The University of Sétif was founded there in 1978. Remains of the great Byzantine fortress can be found to the north, and a Roman necropolis discovered near the town in 1959. Annaba, the 3rd largest city in Algeria and leading industrial center in the country, as Algeria's chief exporter of minerals. Also a center for tourism, especially mountain tourism. The Edoug National Park is a good example of this. You can also find the St. Augustine Basilica there. El Wed, or Souf in Amazigh, nicknamed the city of 1,000 domes because of so many domed roofs on buildings in the city. Alright, now to some notable sites. Wadi Rimel, the largest river in the Constantine region of Algeria. Atakar Plateau, if I said that correctly, which is in the Hakar National Park and the Hakar Mountains, Jibel Hakar, with the highest peak, Mount Tahat, at almost 3,000 meters. The Orez Mountains, part of the Saharan Atlas in northeastern Algeria. The highest peaks, which are snow-capped during winter, stand at over 2,000 meters, Mount Shelia and Mount Mahmed. El Qala National Park, Mahmiyat El Qala El Wataniya, recognized as a biosphere reserve by UNESCO. Timqad, Thamougas, or Thamugadi in Old Amazigh, which was a Roman city in the Orez Mountains, and is today arguably one of the most stunning Roman ruin sites in the world. The Royal Mausoleum of Mauritania, a funerary monument, and the tomb where King Juba II and Queen Cleopatra Selene II were the rulers of Numidia and Mauritania. She's the daughter, by the way, of Cleopatra VII, who everyone is familiar with, and of Marcos Antonius. Alright, now let's go to food. Many dishes are shared by North African neighbors, including soups like harira, jari, meals with couscous. A famous Algerian soup is shorba frik, made with tomatoes, green wheat or frik, chickpeas, squash, peas, beans, and eggplant. You also have shakshuka, poached eggs surrounded in a bed of tomato sauce, pepper, chilies, as well as onions, topped with spices of paprika, nutmeg, and cumin. Burek, a delicious baked pastry made using flaky dough filled with eggs, mashed potatoes, parsley, onions, olives, and cheese. Maqouda, tasty crispy potato cakes, also popular in Morocco and Tunisia, eaten as an appetizer or filling for a sandwich. They're seasoned with onions, cumin, cilantro, and garlic. I gotta have some of that. Al-ham lihlo, which is made with pieces of lamb stewed in sweet syrup with fruit and various spices like cinnamon and anise. It often uses fruits like prunes, apples, pears, apricot, and raisins. Alright, now we move on to some notable people. Algeria's produced lots of important people, from leaders to artists. We have Emir Abdel Qadir, the Islamic scholar, Sufi, and military religious leader who founded the Algerian state and led the Algerians in their 19th century struggle against French domination. He's a nationalist figure for the Algerian people and a pioneer who inspired what became the Algerian War of Independence in 1954. He was known for his deep ethics and spirituality and humanitarian efforts even during the war, protecting Christians and Jews who were threatened at the time. Muhammad Arkoun, who was a leading scholar of Islam, teaching in France. For more than 30 years, he applied academic disciplines of the West to the history and literature of the Muslim world and its ancient traditions. He was known as an advocate of new Islamic modernism and humanism. Khalid, crowned King of Rai, and one of the Arab world's best-known singers, famous for songs like Didi and Aisha. Fodel, or Chef Fadil, a French-Algerian Rai singer and actor with a number of successful studio albums, including Baida. Rai, by the way, is a form of Algerian folk music that dates back to the 1920s, beginning in the city of Wahran, among the poor, with themes usually dealing with social issues. Mahyaddin Moshtarizi, who was an Algerian singer of opera, a tenor. He was also an actor, a writer, and director of the Théâtre National Algeria. He was also the author of some 400 musical works, with a career that spanned over 70 years. Sofia Boutella, Algerian French actress, model, and dancer, who appeared in the latest Mummy with Tom Cruise. Merzak Alouesh, an Algerian film director and screenwriter. He's directed about 18 films since 1976, many of which have won various awards, including one of the most recent films, The Repentant. Mohamed Fellek, an Algerian comedian, writer, humorist, and actor who's appeared in many films, including the Oscar-nominated Monsieur Lazare, which got him a Canadian Genie Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role. Alright, now we go to a few interesting facts. The national animal of Algeria is the fennec fox. Algerian dates are known to be some of the best on earth. Visitors are traditionally greeted by being offered dates and milk. There you go, my friends, some amazing facts about Algeria. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring the video. You guys can follow the link below. And the time we're in now, if you have a dream that you want to turn into reality, Skillshare offers you excellent tools and lessons to do that. So, an offer you can't refuse. Let me know what you thought was most interesting. Also, join the family on Patreon. If you want to support Don Marco and see special content for members. Now I'm whispering, it's too much. Huh? Alright, don't forget to like and share so people see why Algeria is so great. And subscribe for more culture videos, entertainment, and podcasts. Thanks for watching, and as usual, take care. This is a rising picture.
Duh.